Luckily for me, I've been trained by the Admiral. You had to find it under the keel during the circus, punching a shark, fouling often, breaking rolls, doing all kinds of crazy shit.
My mission is simple: to make you money. I'm here to level the playing field for
Just saying,
all
I've been
investors.
rejected like
There's
25
always a
times over the
market
last
somewhere,
like 16
and
years.
I promise to help you find it. Mad Money starts
Got the practice.
now. Hey, I'm Kramer. Welcome to Mad Money. Welcome to Kramerica. I'll do my friends, try and make some money. My job is not just to
It's a little
entertain you, but
failure
to educate
thing.
and teach you, so call me
It's
at
like when you do that in the military, misses you as recruiter from the tall horse, wide horse, pretty horse, arbitrator. Kind of pisses you off a little bit. Just a little bit in terms
of a Russian invasion
what it all
of
turns over
Ukraine.
to that
And
base
through that
system
whole
from the
period,
worker
stocks
labor
drifted
program
lower.
that sets the
Sell.
market of
Then the moment the war gets
arbiters
rolling,
across the
our
board.
stock market screams higher. First
Like
we battled like
Wallace,
crazy off yesterday's
or
lows,
well,
and
the
then
British
morning again
Treasury.
today. Dow surges 835 points. S&P pole vaults 2.24%. Nasdaq jumped 1.64%. I mean, how the heck do we explain this action? Is Wall Street
Action spooky
heartless?
distance.
Are we a bunch of sociopaths who enjoy the spectacle? No, that's actually not the way this
Well,
business works.
there's a
What
bit
Wall
about,
Street wants is
because
for the
there's
war
not
to
a
be
real
over,
chess
regardless
game
of
going
who
on
wins.
right here, but
Because
it's
the
not a
stock
chess
market
game. We're
craves
both
one thing,
moving to
and
the
that's
same
certainty.
direction because it's a trigonometry
And
problem,
unfortunately,
not
this
a
is
chess
very
game.
one-sided war where the conclusion is not in doubt.
It's a shadow
Because Putin
problem.
is
Like I said, if you get something like that that says, well, we'll walk you through that part of the valley because I'm the big bad wolf in that direction, should be fine. And these will do this. And for the most part, this game plan, definitely part of it. This is still going to be, are you paying attention to the weekly plan? Are you working the model inside of the red ledger, the math ledger, and your daily ledger?
Market, right? And having bulked up on stocks for my charitable trust, we actually took some profits today to get ready for a possible downturn next week when inflation gets.
Recruiter Station to me is nothing more than a workforce program. You know, it's also the workforce program in terms of any job you hit inside of that, because from that angle, there's a different straight line mechanics of how it slides into the polarization on the correct timelines or points where anything would line up in terms of how a lot of those line up in macro, micro, some stuff. That would be the great attractor out there by Virgo. And when you can graph that kind of system, you should be able to graph this. But the thing about them is they don't break the rules. They don't act odd to why the projectile momentum's to what the overall sum is. Well, there's definitely going to be a shadow problem in here you couldn't get away with. It would turn into reality at action spooky distances, like stuff getting wily. Now, at that point in time, this still does the food, water, shelter. It's down in there if you go looking at it. You just got to be into that main model, where this is a long game. I mean, you really shouldn't be messing with them too much at all in terms of what that is. And they may not want to give it up in terms of the paid-in program to get that, does this, get you the base model. But really, once the information is done, it's kind of one of those things. The only thing different, this chart right here, every week, doing the Penn's row, inflating it, deflating it, specifically changing the equation in such a way that it resonates in the proper top model under the dual diagnosis, how it changes over time.
Which is the true target? Well, they say business is terrific.
Well, I couldn't tell you any of those things. I had to tell you the one. I put my $300 stimulus on, a piece of it, after I bought this $300 computer and wrote it in the book about chasing one of those rabbits and what I come out with it for a lesson. Tearing up a pack. Pack your
This embattled ho-hum department store is besieged by multiple potential
and you'll get on that system, and if that's for you because you're willing to put in the time and effort as a monopolist before you're diminishing your, what do they call it? Well, chaos theory there. You're going to have to... So, if that was your first time, I'd actually need that lecture across from the law. Get me ganked here for not doing it right, but you got cane in the knee and you got to admit it. So, we'll get back to those theses, but it'll always still tell a situational model inverted those models. So every time you get to see it, you get another opportunity in math, well, not algebra, but you got, shoot, the other one there.
Though I think the dump think is overdone.
You get good with it, and some of those equations are good, but why is this one a percentage, this one a fraction, this one an upside down weird ass fraction inside of it? It's like none of them get outside a plus b in terms of the dominoes guy inside of there or what they have to do. Now, there are some wave operators, but how deep in the rabbit hole do you got to be for the math to work out in terms of what that ASVAB system is? Throw an obstacle course out back, just a real quick one that the recruiter can see. You know, what do I got? Here, throw them in there for a day. Is it worth the risk to see what it does for how do you output a set? Well, then that's not boot camp. That's a basic system of some just logical stuff, nutritionist, biometricsing, checking account, basic asking questions. What did you do? Put while you're pushing, doing some stuff for a minute. And if they pass that test for the standard, you know, do this. If not, tell them, hey, it was inside of a group where that's kind of where it was, and you have the fair right to ask the people around you as peers. Do you think that's a fair statement?
Or will he just rope-a-dope choosing to make policy
announcements? I'll have the video standard model, a 3-foot law for the rock. We'll bolt it up on the wall after I get it, and it's going to be X amount of time because it should be that with that pressure gas system. Because if it's off there, the finish will be different.
I'm not sure about
and if the bandwidth's the X, Y, and Z, the CP paradox of the pitch roll and yaw on that thing starts doing it, and one lands in the back of Don or Dallas cracked, while they're working on the song from you, you're going to hear them
yike. Terrific consumption-based business model. The brilliant CEO Frank Slootman has made more money for investors than almost anyone else in this era. Yet few have ever heard of him. No, he's not Elon Musk, but he's the newfound king of the cloud.
Ooh.
The inflation bump is supposed to stop at the supermarket, right? So let's hear what the largest supermarket has to say when Kroger reports Thursday. After a miserable period of underperformance, Kroger's been delivering consistent numbers despite the pandemic. Still, I'm concerned that the desire to keep customers happy may cause them to eat some of the cost increases that suppliers are pushing on them. That's going to hurt margins, send the stock lower.
Well, there's a reality in there. If you go to the Dollar Tree, there's a psychology problem, there's a manufacturing problem in there. As far as a base problem in terms of the college, whether they teach in, the base system, low-end wage systems, under the Mikowski in space. Right? There's the England line, Lagrangian, you write it on it right there about the basic food system, DAH, VAR, that gives you the XY on that, the survival, how you need them to be, how long that's got to be, the terracotta army stuff that kind of causes some compression on the white picket fence or the double wide, or however you get some Zillow or whatever you do with it, and which one's close to you too. I mean, it's like there's a real difference where just that base across the board is going to make a big difference on how you perceive it.
If he didn't take a hard line earlier in the week when he had the chance at this meeting and this meeting.
Domino's? Oh, I got Domino's. It's a pretty fancy restaurant. That's the one that's California? Well, yeah, well, there we go. That's one of them ones. Thank you.
At 12:30 p.m. Friday, where I will be introducing the most powerful man in the oil patch, Rick Muncrief. He's the CEO of one of our hugest winners for the trust, Devon Energy. Do you know that Devon was the #1 performer in the S&P 500 all last year? And do you know it's threatening to repeat those gains this year? Why? How?
Photoelectric effect, I have to. The terminology on the Sharps case without it doesn't become a real case under the system for what does. We got some big issues about how the game is everybody's supposed to do it. Everybody should kind of have a general set, and then you would readjust to which ones are on the best models.
Great to hear you.
Here, fact, that's great, but this is pretty positive off the hop.
So today my question is about Shopify, Jim. I know with the current environment, everything in the book is saying not to buy this stock, but it's down about $1,000 from its all-time high. So I wonder if I should take some pain right now for hopefully some gains in the future.
I thought about that all day today when I saw what Etsy did. And Etsy's a great company. Shopify
couldn't go down halfway. I mean, what's a little bit for you? What's your whole thing about your number, and start pitting it on there a little bit if it goes down the other way?
Jim, I'm a 71-year-old retired educator, and I consider you a fella educator in the course of Wall Street.
Big investment.
Thank you. Here's my question.
Yes.
You recommended American Eagle Outfitters, AEO, in recent months, and I would like your current thoughts on the stock.
Okay, first, Cindy,
it's a
thank you for
good
those kind
little
words.
bet.
Second,
AEO, a lot of people like their clothes. I like their clothes. They got good
jeans. This is the one who introduced me to the concept. Third, this one yields almost 4%.
$25 isn't much.
You
know, that's a good little place to be with a nice little banger investment. Do I think it'll go take on Kohl's in terms of factories, if it's ready to take on Kohl's, because that'd be the way it's got to go. They've been holding pause and say the words.
It's been a pathetic parody of a human. The man should come on.
You know, just keep pushing. I mean, there's a lot of real estate out there. It's going to be at a premium. Probably wouldn't do it, but if that's what the product's selling anyways.
Hi, Jim. Great to be on the line with you. How are you?
Who knows what? How do I know about Kohl's and what people want? That's good.
I have a question
watch
about
cameras.
car companies.
Yes.
We see the traditional automakers launching electric vehicles to the market.
Every day.
They're answering the
all the
Tesla
time.
bell.
Yes, they are.
Kind of like we got to do it too. But what about our new-to-industry players that are electric vehicle only? How will Rivian, Polestar, and my stock Lucid do in the short and long term?
Okay, so first I think Rivian's going to sell at everything that it can make to Amazon, but Ford's got a big stake. I'm not really quite sure about the second one. And the third one, Lucid, does report next week. I know that they're light on delivery.
What I have on, I mean, you could buy up a bunch of cars this year that are EV, but the market's going to push hard for what that does. So that's great for stock markets. But like you did a GTO that year, and know that was a big muscle car. You bought up all of those on the lot as a dealer, you'd be sitting on gold. But that's the hard thing about cars.
On the money tonight, Z-Scaler fell today after putting a
pay premium deal on her.
So
You
what's
get
Wall
that car
Street
once you get a deal.
What are they
You can
worried
fix it.
about,
You
Wall
put the
Street?
labor
I
in
don't
it,
think
we'll
it was a
talk.
CEO. Then, in times of volatility, is it time to turn gold? I thought we were supposed to turn to crypto.
You went around.
I'm surveying the space of Barrick Gold's top best. And Suntory, the maker of
For the
Jim
work crew.
Beam,
I'm not there to
Maker's
take
Mark
money
Bezos,
out of
is
restorationer's
seeing real
mouth.
strength
Whoa,
and
whoa,
spirit.
whoa.
Why don't we go off the tape with the company's CEO to see if this could be a trend that we must be watching? So stay with Kramer.